Hey guys, welcome to a plant haul slash unboxing slash repot video. Every time Charmaine comes back from California, she brings back so many surprise plants for me. I ordered one plant to be shipped to her while she was there, and I don't even know how many plants I have now. So I want to show you all the plants she brought back from me, and I also have one box to open up on camera. We're gonna repot them as well. By the way, if you're looking at my background, it's very different. You're not like imagining things. The exos are gone. I've sold them. They're not coming back. I'm in the process of completely redoing this side of the plant room. So that's going to be in a video hopefully next week. But anyway, these plants I am so excited to show you. They're coming from 3 sources, kind of 4 technically, but 3 sources. So the first plant package we got was from our dear friends Pao and Josh, or Fido Rot Plant Co. They were who I ordered the plant from, and they sent so many presents with it. I'm gonna do the plant that I actually bought from them last. So the first ones, where do I even begin? Okay, I'm gonna do the seedlings first. So this first one, I didn't even know they had made this cross, but I think it's going to be so interesting and so variable. So the mother plant is Serocampanense by Papillamnum by Carla, and then the pollen parent is Carla Blackie from Silvercrumb Gardens. Obviously, I'm gonna have the photos up here right now, but the Seropap by Carla, I don't even know what that would look like because Serocampanense is kind of, well, like very glossy, heart-shaped leaves. By Papillamnum, I think I've seen that cross before. So it looks kind of like a sub-velvety, like nearing glossy pap-shaped leaf, kind of dark. And then that cross with Carla, I can only assume it's going to have some of the Carla venation, more velvety, I assume. I don't remember seeing this mother plant of theirs. And then the Carla being the pollen parent. So this is what it looks like. It's so healthy looking, like the upsize on this leaf versus this leaf, which I assume is the first leaf, and that's a pretty good size for a first leaf. This leaf is fairly glossy. I don't know if you can see, but this leaf is getting a little bit velvetier. So I do think it's going to be more velvety as it grows. I just don't know what it's going to look like. There's 2, so like there's one for me and one for Charmaine, and I'm almost positive they're going to look very different from each other. I am really enjoying seeing these really complex hybrids like Seropap Carla cross with something pure. You're kind of like doubling up on the Carla. So I'm imagining Carla with like a little bit of a twist, like maybe a little bit glossier, maybe a little bit more angular, maybe sharper looking. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing this one grow up. And then the second one is, what is this again? Ace Bevep by Pat Voldemort. So I'll put the Ace Bevep here and then the Voldemort here. So I think this one's going to be minimally veined, quite dark, maybe a little bit bumpy. And then I think the hope is that some of the offspring will have the Voldemort ears. It's just a pap. I don't know where it's from. I have no idea, but it has really elongated lobes. I actually have a Voldemort itself. It's very small right now. Charmaine gave it to me as a stump because she wanted me to rehab it for her. I think she has a cutting, but I'm going to grow this big and probably cut it again for her. But we were lucky enough to get a specimen that had the kind of pointy bunny lobes, and it does have quite a lot of texture. So even at a young age, you can see a lot of that coming through. So it's only gonna get more as it grows up. This one has a really nice upsize from leaf to leaf. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to seeing dark, bumpy, hopefully with ears, but if not, it's just going to be really dark and minimally veined. This next one, there's only one of. There's 2 plants that there's only one of. So like I'm going to pick one, Charmaine's going to pick one. We'll just like grow it up and like cut it for each other. So this one is Anthurium Silver Blush by Carla T5. So the T in T5 stands for Torres, Josh's last name. So he's named his like different breeding specimens. So I don't know the origins of T5, but this one's just a tiny little sprout. It's just 2 leaves. There is a leaf under here, underneath the fluff. I haven't fully unpacked these plants. I was gonna do them together with you when we repot them. I just made sure that they're not like super lightweight and dry. I'm trying to think if I've seen a cross similar to that of something very bold veined in silver with Carla. I think the closest thing I have is also from them. It's not part of the haul, but this is Red Crystal by Carla. So the Red Crystal is like really thick, very silvery veins, very colorful. And then Carla, obviously not as thick veined as Red Crystal. This has been growing so well for me, and it is so in need of a repot. I've been doing some intensive like solo repotting sessions, and this has been on my list. I'm slowly working through all the plants that are super root bound, but this is the closest I have to something like a silver blush by Carla. But silver blush is so much more silver than a red crystal. And the other one off we got is much bigger. This one is Ace of Spades by NSE Red Crystallinum. This NSE Red Crystallinum, I believe they only have the one. This is Paulina's plant. It's the same one that Carson used as the muse to his red crystal enamel pin. But this is what it looks like. The veins are super muted. The petioles on this are really, really long, and I'm not really sure why, because red crystal, oh, there's a huge spider over there. Red crystal doesn't have really long petioles. Ace of Spades also doesn't really have super long petioles. It's kind of, they're not like exceptionally long is what I'm trying to say. They're not like short little stubby petioles, but I think this might just be a lighting thing possibly. So far the leaf shape is reading Ace of Spades to me. It's kind of like that rounded almond, short little lobes that kind of curve towards each other. And it's just put out a leaf since coming to me. So this one's, I think I'm gonna grow it. I've had it out here in ambient since I got it, and it hasn't, I mean, it's been pushing a leaf and it hasn't been ripping. So I think I'm gonna probably try to grow this in ambient. Okay, so there's like 3 more to go through. They sent us so many goodies. So this, okay, I'm gonna do this one first. This one is BVEP seeds that they had just harvested right before they mailed this to us. So this one is BVEP T1 by the BVEP Tazula F4. So I've already put mine into one of my little seedling tray domes. So this one is Charmaine's that I've potted up for her. I just put it in tree fern mixed with pon. It has rooted and it's just like the first leaf is just starting to poke out. Right now, not including this one, I have 3 BVEPs. So I have my Paul one, I have my Grantheriums one, and I have my Jorge one. And I've never personally grown one from seed before, so I'm looking forward to one kind of growing up in my care, like from beginning to end. The next one is this one I wanted to buy, but they didn't let me. So this one is Carla Blackier T1 by Carla Blackier PM1. So it's like a pure Carla, and I am so excited. They did this batch before. So the last batch was a very, very small yield, so they didn't really sell any. I think they gave one to a friend and then they kind of grew out the rest themselves. And I'm just gonna put a photo here of like some examples from the last batch. They are so pretty. They're like elongated. The venation is so clean and sharp, and the color obviously is gorgeous. So they did this cross again with the same parent plants, and this time the yield was a lot better, so they were able to share it with us. So I got a seed, Jean got a seed, Charmaine got a seed. This one is Charmaine's. It's just put out its first leaf. I'm gonna see her tomorrow, so it's almost hitting the lid of this little condiment cup right now, but it's fine because when she gets home and when she gets it tomorrow and takes it home, she can repot it, or maybe not repot it, just like take the lid off and put it in her bin. But something really, really exciting with this particular Carla batch, a lot of people have been wanting this, and they're going to be giving one away kind of in celebration of 2,000 followers on Palm Street. I am just so proud of everything they've done. Like I feel like a proud auntie. Like they're so young and so full of energy and just hustling so hard for their own company, and they're just doing so much. And on top of that, they just built this really positive, like tight-knit community around them. So this Carla, I think they're giving away at least one this coming Friday on their Palm Street Live. So if you're not already following them, I will link their Palm Street profile and also their Instagram profile in the description. And even if you can't make the Friday Live, I really would recommend that you just hit the bookmark button on that particular live, because it really does help. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you reach a certain numbers, and sometimes these numbers will change, but it will lower their processing fees. So it really like costs you nothing. It's just click a button, but it can really help support the sellers you like. So hopefully I've got all the information right. I know they're in the middle of a move right now, so things might change, but if anything does change, I will leave the information here. But as of right now, they're going to go live on Friday, June 27th, and they're going to give away at least one of these. They usually run more than one giveaway per live when they're doing giveaways, and this batch is going to be so nice. By the time the giveaway runs, they're gonna be full on sprouts, because this one underwent shipping and it's already sprouting. It's going to be a full leaf by the end of the week. So if you're looking for something to do this Friday evening, I have found you the thing to do. I usually listen to their lives as I'm cooking dinner because they're always going live as I'm making dinner. And it's the same entertaining effect on me as like listening to a podcast as I'm like going about my chores. It's just very nice. I cannot recommend their lives more. Okay, so now the last thing from them that I got, this is the one that I bought. I am so stinking excited about this. This one is Anthurium snake oil. So snake oil is a cross done by Connor and Chantal Burgle from Burgle Flowering Farmstead. They just recently changed their name, so I have to really reprogram myself to remember them as Burgle Flowering Farmstead. They've done this cross before. I think the first cross was maybe 2 years ago, and there were so many minty variegated seedlings coming out of it. And since then, a lot of people have grown them out, and the variegation is super stable. Some of it is very like mottled minty like this one. I don't know if this one's going to stay like this, and some of them are really blocky. I think I'm going to put maybe Buzz Plants' snake oil here. His is like a huge flowering specimen. It's a very interesting variegation, and I think it varies, but some of these end up being like chunks of this kind of mottled minty variegation. So far, this is just kind of minty all over. Oh, it's not gonna, I don't know if it's even focusing. Hopefully it's focusing right here, but she let me pick, and like there were ones that were more sectoral and ones that were like all over minty like this, and I wanted a minty guy. So this leaf right here is the newest leaf, and it's not yet fully hardened. It's still, no, it's quite soft actually. And the fully hardened leaf looks like this. So the green speckles get a little bit darker, and it's just a little bit more contrasty than this newer leaf. It looks kind of like a little bit paler. So yeah, this one is going to be babied beyond belief. I'm going to be giving you plenty of updates on this. I'm so excited for this. This is the only variegated anthurium I own. I haven't been actively hunting variegated anthuriums, but something about the snake oil and just the mintiness, I just really wanted it. Like when she was showing this on their lives, I was bidding on those auctions and I lost on the auctions, and luckily they had enough that I could buy one. I could be wrong, but I think they have more from this snake oil batch that they could still be selling on Palm Street. I'm not really sure. They're basically selling on behalf of Connor and Chantal. So that's the last plant I got from Pao and Josh. Pao and Josh, if you're watching, thank you so much. Okay, so the next one is from my dear friend Owen, growing plants, the Wenlingrai Wrangler. I was not expecting any plants from him. I actually completely forgot that we were helping him like bring some plants up to Canada. So the plant he sent me was a wishlist plant of mine, and it's one of those plants where it's fairly attainable, and I'm not even really sure why I don't already own it, but I don't. This is the first one that I've ever owned of this species, and this one is a Windy Dressleri. So this one is from Wendy Aubrey. I don't know if you guys will remember, but last year she did a seed release of Windy Dressleri selflings, except she doesn't call it Windy Dressleri because she's windy, so she just calls them Dressleri. But this caused quite a commotion on Anthurium Addicts, and there was just no chance that like I was going to be able to claim one, even though I didn't want to. So Owen was able to get, I think, at least one or two, and he so kindly shared one with me. And now I have a Dressleri. I think if I were to have chosen a Dressleri, I probably would have chosen a Windy Dressleri. I just think a lot of the ones I've seen are like selflings of her mother plant, and they're so pillowy and so dark. It's just basically everything I wanted in a Dressleri. And I remember reading a post from her when she was preparing to self this plant again. She moved the mother plant into this like isolated chamber, so it was closed off from any other plant possibly contaminating this batch. So they're like definitely a selfling of that plant. So anyway, I unfortunately damaged the newest leaf. It's not dry, it looks dried out. It's not. It's just got a little bit smushed in because it's already emerged in transit. And in removing the packaging, I accidentally nicked it and it made some holes. Right now, as I'm moving everything around in preparation for like redoing this background, I've just got plants kind of shoved where they can fit. So right now this is in a bin under grow lights, which is not ideal, I don't think. I mean, it's not ideal in maintaining the dark leaves. It's getting more light than probably ideal for a nice dark growing Dressleri. But he was telling me that he's had it under bright lights before. It will still grow, but it might not look as nice, but it's okay for now. But eventually I'm going to move it into a darker area in high humidity. But he was saying that if I can grow Midnight Velvet, then I can grow Dressleri, which I don't know if we can really say that I'm growing Midnight Velvet that successfully, but this is another plant that I'm going to be very closely monitoring all the time because I think it could be a finicky one, but I'm going to do my best not to make it mad. So I don't know if this story is super worth telling, but in the box that was sent from Owen to Charmaine, there was a plant for her, there was a plant for me, and there's some plants that was supposed to be forwarded on to Justin, who is potting it out there on Instagram. And Justin is located in Toronto. So Charmaine sent the rest of the plants to Justin, but in that box, there was another plant for me that I didn't know about, she didn't know about, but Justin opened it and saw that my name was on it and was like, should I send this back to you? So even though the plant was shipped to him by accident and he had to send it back to me, I am secretly very glad that happened because I was able to start talking to Justin because I didn't know him before. And he is so nice. I feel like he and Owen are cut from the same cloth. They're just so sweet. And he said he included some extras for me and Charmaine in this box, which I don't even know what they are. And it's so beyond generous of him. So let us open this up. I'm also going to be sending Justin some of my plants, by the way. I just have to pick out the right box to put together for him. There is a plant for me and a plant for Charmaine. And seeds? No. You're joking me. So this is the extra that he threw in. I am speechless. This is a plant I wanted that I never talked about. I have talked about it once because I showed it on my IS vlog, but this is Alocasia nobilis pink corm. It's sprouted already. Here it is. It's already activated. I found a secret stash of, well, not a secret stash. I don't know why I said secret stash. I found a bag of Flubal stratum, and that is perfect timing because I can plant this up in it. I want to see what Charmaine got. 2 for Alice, 2 for Charmaine. There are 4 Carla seedlings in here. 2 for me, 2 for Charmaine. What the actual F? This is an unnumbered Carla from Rory Self by another Carla. This is so beyond generous. I'm gonna carefully take this fluff off and show you the little sprouts. What the heck, you guys? My Carla collection is growing so fast. I am so excited for this. Okay, so I'm going to let Charmaine open this. There's a plant, like a full-on plant for her. Let me get it out of the box. Since I'm seeing her tomorrow, it's fine for this to stay wrapped up until then. I'm just gonna spy on what the tag says. Ooh, this is gonna be nice. I'm gonna let her show this to you on her channel. Okay, so this is the plant from Owen that was sent to Justin, sent back to me. It's so fitting. It's a Wenlingeri. It's huge. What the heck? He fit it in such a little package. It's gorgeous. It's so thick and waxy. I don't know if it's coming off on camera, but it's definitely like, yeah, thicker. So this one is, oh wait, you guys need to know what this is. Wenlingeri Western Panama from Rory. I was also telling him that like the way my goal for redoing this shelf is to have a lot more space for big plants to get big, especially when it comes to strap leaves. I just don't have a lot of like good shelving for vertical height while still giving them light, because like sometimes you elevate them too high, they're like beyond where the lights go. But anyway, I told him I think I'm going to solve that problem and I'll have more strap leaf space. And this, I think, is going to be so happy in that new setup, which you guys, I'm so excited for this new setup. But thank you so much, Owen. It is stunning. What an absolute honor. Thank you so much. I love it so much. Okay, so that whole time, my stomach was rumbling, so I'm gonna go eat. I cannot even think straight, and we're going to come back and repot these plants. Okay, so that was meant to be like a 20-minute break at best, and I think it's been like 2 hours. I ate, and then like dog food delivery came, and then I started chatting with people, and you know how like when you're in the middle of a conversation, you don't want to just like dip. And then I remembered that I don't have my tree fern pond mix made up. Like I had used it all up yesterday when I was repotting. So I'm just mixing up more tree fern and DIY pond. Roughly 50-50. So it's about a third full of tree fern. I was just like rushing because it's like almost dinner time now and I have a lot of stuff to do. Actually, I'm just gonna pour in roughly equal amount of pond. This batch of pond I just made up yesterday. That's why it's so wet, because I was rinsing stuff in my backyard. And I didn't put any perlite in it, but I feel like, let's see. Most of the stuff is seedlings. And sometimes when I use the coarse perlite, when I also have like the classic orchiata mixed in there, it's a little bit too chunky for seedlings. So I think what I'm gonna do is, after I pot up these seedlings, I'm gonna add in perlite and orchiata to this mix. That's gonna be like a general mix for bigger plants. I will say I've been enjoying the DIY pond a lot. I think I like it more than Lechuza pond. I haven't planted many plants in just the DIY pond. There's a few alocasias that are in just pond. I've mainly been using it to amend my tree fern, but I've been enjoying it a lot more than I would or have enjoyed Lechuza pond in the past, just because it's just a little bit chunkier. But it's not chunky. Like, if I just show you the mix here, it's just bigger than Lechuza pond. The only thing I don't like is having to take every single component out to the backyard to rinse. And I don't think that is necessarily better performing than Lechuza pond. I just like it better. And the plants that I've been planting in this mix have been rooting so well and like resuming growth really quickly after potting. Here's the final mix that I'm going to use for my seedlings. Just want to show you kind of how gritty it is. Also, I don't think a lot of these plants actually definitely need a repot. I just figured we'd do it. I'm only gonna repot mine, by the way. I'm not gonna repot the ones that are going to Charmaine's, because I don't know, like, she's been planting a lot more stuff in pond. I don't know what she wants to do. So I have a few pot options. I've got my trusty dusty square 4-inch pots. I have the 3-inch version, which I will almost definitely use. I also have this that I just got from Jing's. I don't know if this will be too big. It probably will be. Maybe the Windlinger I could go in it. But also for strap leaves, I kind of like the square pots just because they're so tall. That's one of the main reasons why I love these pots so much, because of the height. And they just don't really make cylinder pots that are as tall as this, because this is kind of like the same diameter. Can a square have a diameter? But it's like more than an inch taller. I'm gonna start with the windy dress because I'm so scared of you, and I also want to put it back into high humidity. And it looks like it was growing in tree fern before, because there's tree fern stuck to the roots, and Owen just put it into moss for shipping. It's rooted a little bit in the moss. This is a brand new root right here. Now, do I want the leca layer at the bottom? Yes, I think I do. Specifically because I think, from what I gather, not that I have the experience, but I gather that Dressler really don't like to dry out, and they like to grow in, or they can grow really well and really nice and dark in lower light conditions. So in those lower light conditions, it's not going to take up water as quickly, nor is it going to evaporate as quickly, but I want the option to possibly leave a reservoir on it. I'll have to see how quickly this plant drinks, but I want the option to have the leca at the bottom so I can sit it in water if I need to. But it might turn out that like it's one of those plants that rarely need water. Like, I'm thinking about my BVEP. I grow it in the darkest corner of my tent, well, one of my BVEPs, and I water it like maybe once a month. It's always kind of wet. I feel like I haven't done a repot enchant in so long. I think I've just been like saving my repots to do on my own as like my own self-care routine. But also my schedule has been so insane this last few months, and will be going, like, my schedule has just gotten permanently fuller with commitments. So I haven't been able to do longer, like more casual repotty chory videos. They've been a lot more like focused and like quick. Like, I just cut my hair, right? And that was the only reason I was able to do that, because I have to work around like my schedule and my hairdresser's schedule, because she kind of works weird days, and I've been going to her for like more than 10 years, so I don't plan on changing to anyone else. But I wanted to get a perm, right? So this is a perm, this is a digital perm. If you're thinking about getting a digital perm, I don't know the specifics of like how it's done, but it's a little bit like more relaxed, like not as curly is how I understand it. But in order for me to get a perm, I had to have been filmed up like a week in advance. So there was a week that I could take off for filming. So like I could use my typical filming day to go to the salon. So everything kind of worked out, but my schedule just been so full. And also like, I want to do more like intentional time with friends and family, but mainly family. So my sister is mainly the person who's like gathering everyone around and like making plans. Oh, it's this person's birthday. Let's all get together. And she plans everything and makes like sure all the food is ordered and everything. So since she moved to Toronto, we haven't had that person, and nobody has really stepped up to the plate until recently. We kind of just made a pact, like with or without her. And when she's here, we're going to continue on this routine that every month we're going to take turns picking a restaurant that we all go to together. Because my parents basically live about 45 minutes to an hour away. And it's really easy to go like week by week and not see each other. And like you only really chat in the family group chat. So we've made a pact to do that. And we've done it, I think, like 4 times already, which I am very proud of us for doing because we're just not very good at that kind of stuff without my sister around. Anyway, this one's done. I'm gonna great white this after off camera because you guys all seen it before. I'm just gonna water it with great white water. And then when Charmaine got back from California, she she texted me and she was like, "Oh, are you free for dinner next week?" Which is like we're gonna see each other tomorrow. And I was like, "Why? Do you have something to tell me?" And she's like, "No, I just want to see you for dinner." I'm like, this feels like a we need to talk kind of situation. And I made her promise that she doesn't have some big news for me because I was so certain she was going to be like, we've decided to move to California or something that she needs to tell me in person. She swears that she doesn't have some news to tell me. She just wants to hang out. I think that's just like part of what I've been trying to do with my parents. And I think that's nice for us to do. Like, so it's going to be me, Jing, and Charmaine going out for dinner. Since we became friends during the pandemic, our friendship was founded on like virtual, like online chatting and stuff. We didn't see each other a lot in person at the beginning. And then it just became normal. Like we would see each other for occasions. So someone's birthday, I don't know, like a plant event, something like that. But then we never really just hang out for no good reason. And tomorrow is like hanging out for no good reason. And I think that's nice. I think we should do that more often. Okay, so for the Wenli, there's not a ton of roots on it, but I don't want to repot it anytime soon. So I'm not going to pot it snug. And since this mix is so drainy, it's fine to pot it big. So I don't want to pot it in 3-inch pot. I just have to decide if I want to do that round one, this one or this one. I'm leaning towards this one, and I will give this one leca too. Okay, so for Wenli's, I always pot it to the edge because the growth pattern is always like it starts to do this, then it goes down. So if you've never potted a bigger Wenli before, this is what you should do, because if I pot it like this, it's gonna grow like this, and if it crawls along the side of the pot, it can just grow into to the edge of the pot. So at some point you're gonna have to lift it over the lip anyways. So I like to kind of do a little angle like this so it can go over to the edge. So yeah, other than my new 2025 commitment to make intentional plans with friends and family rather than just like rot at home, life has just been really tightly scheduled. So I don't have a lot of flexibility in like just spontaneously doing stuff, except for on the weekends. So on the weekends now we've been doing a lot of home improvement projects, but I keep getting sidetracked with other things. So a few videos ago, I was telling you guys about how we want to paint our living room. That still hasn't happened yet because we keep starting something new. So I started this. This was something I wanted to do for so long, but knowing how heavy those exos are, I just didn't want to do it. Like I remember when we brought it into this room, I feel like I almost broke my neck bringing it up the stairs, and I didn't want to do that ever again. But then once that was done and out of the house, it felt so good. Like it looks like really bad right now. It looks like just, it's super dark. The plants are not very happy, but when it's done, it's gonna feel so good. So I got sidetracked with this. And then we also are making, well, you probably don't know, it wasn't that long ago, but like sometime in the last couple months, I did do a little kind of like day in the life video. And at the beginning, I was making coffee in that little corner of my kitchen. So we ripped that counter out and we're going to build in like a bigger counter, and we're building like a little cabinet at the bottom, and I want to be able to like roll in and out like my appliances, and all my coffee equipment can go in one spot rather than kind of dotted around the kitchen, because space for appliances is a problem. By the way, this one's done. Let me know if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff. I probably will film it regardless, but if you guys are interested, I'm just curious. Okay, then next. Okay, we're just going progressively smaller. So this is the, I don't know if this is gonna be mine or Charmaine's, the Ace Red Crystal. I'm just loosening the roots on this one slightly so I can sit it a little bit lower, but I'm probably just gonna scoop this back up and put it back in. And by probably, I mean I'm currently doing that right now. So anyway, I wanted to be done painting by this time because I didn't want to really be doing it when it gets really, really hot in the summer. But it looks like that's where we are at, because I just keep getting like super excited about something else, and then like that's all I can think about. But at the same time, like painting a room is probably less sweaty and strenuous of a job than like installing something. So this is probably a better order to do things. And also, I don't necessarily think I'm going to paint in the plant room. I might paint the door, but I don't really, I'm not prioritizing painting this room, so it's not too big of a deal to install those shelves first. Okay, this one is also done. Okay, so now we're down to seedlings and seeds. This looks like it's in a mix of stratum and tree fern. I'm going to put them into a little bit bigger of a pot. It can definitely grow in this. Like, I really don't need to repot this, but I kind of feel like I'm gonna put it into this and then it'll live in it for a longer period of time. And for stuff this size, lately I've just not been putting a leca layer at the bottom. Planting seedlings in tree fern and stratum at the scale that Pao and Josh are doing it at is so bougie. This is what I'm saying. Like, they don't really spare any expense. They just got this like this plant tag printer. Look at their beautiful new logo. This is half Clarinarium, half Diabloense, because they're a Mexican species and Pao and Josh are from Mexico. But do you guys know how much a plant tag printer costs? It's not even funny how much they cost. And then here I am with my little Bluetooth label printer that I'm too cheap to replace the label tape with. So I've just been handwriting labels. Okay, I'm just going to pour this stratum mix in. That was not the most graceful repot, I will say. The way Pao and Josh packed, by the way, was flawless. So they do the corrugated cardboard. I think I have footage of this. The corrugated cardboard around the plant. The plant was so secure to the cardboard, like it was not going anywhere. And then poly, then masking tape, which when I saw that, it made me change the way I pack plants. So when we just shipped this last few plants that we did in the restock, I used masking tape. Oh man, it just was so clean and everything stayed together. And plus it's gonna be easier for people to remove without residue. The cardboard thing can be challenging with bigger plants when it's like growing like a helicopter. But for stuff like this, if you got a plant from me recently and it was packed like that, is because I was inspired by Pao's packaging. Okay, this one is also done. So this one's the Silver Blush by Carla, which might be going to Charmaine. I don't know. I don't know which one she wants out of this one or the Ace Red Crystal. I'm going to put it in this pot that Owen sent the Windling in. This is what I've been using for my seedlings. I think it's like maybe the exact same pot, the Foxani ones maybe. Sometimes when you have seedlings where the roots are coming down in like a straight line, it's easier to make like a hole with your finger or like a chopstick or something. Just put the seedling in and then from the side pinch that hole closed and you can fill in any gaps. I've definitely used that technique when I'm repotting like rows and rows and rows of seedlings. We are just flying through these repots. Next is the snake oil. Do I want to put it? I think I want to put it into that same square pot. The little square pot. I forgot to mention that I don't do leca layers on the seedling pots just because the seedlings, like, they kind of appreciate being a little bit wetter, I guess. And they're gonna outgrow the pot so quickly that I just can't be bothered with putting a leca layer on them. But I did do my Pond Heavy mix at the bottom, and then I'm keeping Pao and Josh's tree fern stratum mix on top. So if it is a little bit wet, it's gonna be on like the rocky layer at the bottom. Snake oil is done. I'm so excited for this plant. Okay, next we're gonna do the Nobilis Pink corm. I mean, it's not definitely going to be variegated, but isn't it pretty good chance of variegated alocasias to corm variegated? I could mix this stratum with perlite to stretch it, but kind of too lazy. I'm not gonna fill it all the way full. This will be more than enough for a single corm. I was thinking of possibly scraping this corm, like scrape the little husk off the outside, but I'm a little bit scared to damage it. So we're just gonna plant it like that. There it is in the middle. And I'm just gonna do straight water, no fertilizer or no great white or anything, just like that. So the last ones are the Carlas from Justin. So while I was on my very extended lunch break, I messaged him, asked him if he could send me a picture of the parent plants. So this one here is the unnumbered RA Carla. And then this one is the pollen parent, which was from like an Amazonian release or something like that. He had picked it out for its spidery veins. So he hasn't nicknamed this like Amazonian one at all. If there's a name that you think comes to mind that you think this Carla should be nicknamed, please feel free to leave in the comments because he is accepting name suggestions. He doesn't know what to name it, but he does want to keep using it for breeding. Okay, so for my seedlings, I think I'm going to put them into this seedling tray that I've been using for germinating some of my seeds, and I also put Pao and Josh's seeds in here. So I have my Carla Bivet by Carla Wu 1. The last batch that I did, the Carla Bivet is the GPH by round by Carla Wu oneself. So the last Carla Bivet, it's the inverse of that cross. So I only got 7 seeds off of that, and I don't know if they're going to be, I don't know, like the mother plant is not as big as the Carla Wu oneself. So we shall see. They're germinating, but I have 2 more slots left. So I'm gonna put the Carla seedlings in here. The only thing is I have to make sure I tag it right away so I don't mix it up with my other seeds. I could pot these little sprouts into their own pots, but just in the interest of saving space while all this chaos is going on, because when I start to install the shells, it's gonna be an absolute chaotic mess in here for a little while. I just want to like limit, I want to consolidate space if I can. Hopefully I can take this out. Yes. Okay, everybody be quiet. I have to concentrate. Okay. We did it on the first one. Now we got 1 more to go. I've made a hole and just going to kind of close it around the root. I know you can't see, but imagine a hole and a root going through it and then burying the root itself, which kind of holds the plant in place. All right, so it's these 2 right here. Just gonna spray this down. I'm gonna call this Carla RA by Carla, what do we call it? Carla Justin. And now this tray is full. I want to say I repotted everything that was mine. I feel like I might have missed something, but if I did, I will catch it when I'm cleaning up. And I do have a huge mess to clean up. If you're not already following Pao and Josh individually, and then Pao and Josh together, and Owen and Justin, I will leave them all linked in the description. And if any of you 4 are watching right now, thank you so much for sharing your collection with me. I just cannot fathom your generosity, and I hope that I can reciprocate properly. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day so far. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Mwah!